All right, hello everyone. If you are new here, my name is Dmitro Nizhbetsky. I'm a project management mentor for more than 12 years already, and I help ambitious IT project managers to get to senior level roles and beyond. And the theme of today's live stream is the review of your actual resumes. So I've received a lot of resumes from you guys. With your permission, I'll be reviewing them as if I am an interviewer, the project manager who will be interviewing you, or as a recruiter. And my goal is to show you the mistakes, the places in your resume that's killing your chances of getting an interview, or like the reason why interviewers don't even see your resume, or the reasons why they skip it. So everything will be on this spectrum. And without any delays, without any further discussions, we'll dive deep into the first resume. So let's go. Now, I want you to look also on my expression as well when I review it. Most probably you'll see some emotions here, and that's actually a recruiter most probably will see your resume when they review it. All right, so again, the idea is that recruiters or even interviewing project managers, they first of all scan through your resume to see if you are a suitable candidate. So in this case, I assume this is a resume of a project manager, and they applied to a project manager's role. So when I see it, like what I'm missing is like here, right here, I would love to see that you are actually a project manager, and ideally it should be like a one-to-one match to the job description title. Because the first mention that you are project manager is here, and it's hidden within these big blocks of text. And people don't like to read big blocks of text, so there is a chance that I will skip it, and then I will go down. And if I didn't notice this project manager role here, where's the next time? Like I skip this. Most probably no one ever read this, by the way, so don't bother keeping this paragraph at all. So summary of career achievements: successfully led implementation of doctor fundraising system aiming blah 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 blah. You see the problem? I still can't see that you are a project manager. At least if it was like management fundraising management like system, or it should be somewhere that it was a project, that you led a project, not just some random initiative. Managed delivery of website optimization project. Okay, here's the first real keyword that will probably catch my attention, but it's not 100%. So I would say that this is a good case where you guys need to address the need for recruiters for scanning. Your resume should be scannable. And if you apply, like, again, you need to imagine and you need to apply some empathy here. A recruiter has hundreds or even thousands of resumes for one position, and they want to find the most suitable, the best candidate, so they can spare only few seconds, if like maybe up to minutes, to qualify a resume for further investigation, for further analysis. And this is a case where, okay, I might even not understand that this is a project manager's resume. Most probably I will read this first sentence, but not enough reinforcement of your profession, that you are a suitable candidate once again. Second, I don't see how experienced you are. Like this is like a no-brainer. If I had to scroll here, I will say I will see the dates, but I won't see the actual like years of experience. So I need to calculate, and then if we go down, like you see, it's like 5 pages long of bullet points, and you are asking too much already. So this structure overall, this resume, I don't know if you guys like if the owner of this resume had some success with it. That's great. Maybe you have something that catches attention here, but I'm pretty sure that this resume doesn't give you good performance. What I mean is that you don't get enough uh, interviews or invites for interviews compared to the number of applications you must make. So it's like most probably in the realm of like 100 applications to one good interview. So yeah, my recommendation is that you have like 2 pages long resume. That's more than enough to express your knowledge and skills. And when you need to scroll through so much text and you see this like on one screen, like no one will ever read it. It's too much text. And as a recruiter, I didn't find a good reason to spend my brain power, my time to go through this whole experience in all the details. But then, like, let's assume like that you passed this scanning phase and someone actually reads this. Uh, Successful led implementation of comprehensive donor and fundraising management system aimed at enhancing fundraising efficiency and donor engagement for charity. First of all, donor and fundraising repeating like so many times. I don't know why I need this. Second, if I'm an like generic recruiter of a generic IT company, it's not specifically about fundraising or like non-profit even. I don't care about this management. I don't know what it is. So it sounds like interesting thing, but it's very specific. It's something like you say that you are doing some fancy system, but I cannot relate to it. Instead, I would say like you should explain this in a more project management terms. Like you manage the project with a team size, blah blah blah, with duration, a budget, and so on. And then like this is an example of false achievements. And what it means is that you did a project which resulted in increase in donor engagement and fundraising, boosting revenue by 20%. But these benefits are not connected to project management activities. It's more about product management. Like you implemented features that increase this donor engagement and revenue. But if you don't specify that you collected these requirements, you initiated this process like to select this, then these are not connected to your efforts. Yes, someone had a great idea and you implemented this great idea, but it's not the benefits that you generated. You see what I mean? Like in this case, if you led a project, you should speak about achievements, quantifiable achievements related to project management. Otherwise, you are taking credit for work that you didn't do. Or if you did it and it's your idea, your requirements, you collected these requirements and this feature, like you generated this idea, then you should say it. Otherwise, I assume that you just took credit for the work that you didn't do. All right, managed delivery website optimization project. Good for charity, which was aimed at enhancing experience. Again, it increased page load speed. I'm as a recruiter, I might know this, but most probably not. But again, that's a false achievement. It's not related to your work, most probably. Okay, I assume this stays the same. I won't go into all the bullet points now. If you scroll here, the value of these bullet points diminishes very rapidly. Like you engaged key stakeholders to understand project goals and expected outcomes. Were you successful? Yes, no. I don't know. Like I don't read your mind. I don't know how many stakeholders. Like was it 2 stakeholders? You see, like your bullet points create much more questions than answers. Then provide me the ability to assess your skills. All right. And drafted security approvals for project chart and blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is like yeah, you did some activities, but it's not connected. Like you might be doing it like you created a project chart and no one ever actually saw it. Okay, you did it. What's the outcome? So again, the recommendation here is that rather than putting this summary of career achievements, you replace all these like 4 pages long, like these 4 pages, no one reads it. I can guarantee you, no one reads all this stuff. Instead of putting this here, you just keep maybe 3 to 4 bullet points of achievements per each project group or per each job section that you have. Okay, and basically these skills I recommend them to have at the top because it's your way to show the relevant keywords, and that will help you to pass an ATC systems, and like recruiters will have another reinforcements that you are a project manager and so on. Okay, this again, I totally don't recommend putting it such a lame excuse. If you have references and you can provide them, everyone, like if they want references, they will ask you for references. You don't need to put it. Otherwise, keep your references in LinkedIn publicly available. So super lame piece. I don't know who suggests to put it here. Doesn't add value. All right, that's one. Let's move on. Can this fly? Okay, I'll quickly take a look at comments here to see. Can this fly as an achievement? Achieved 80% improvement in data quality by successfully deriving human in the loop software project, employing both agile and waterfall methodologies. Most probably this is in the realm that we discussed before. Is it the quantifiable result that you generated, or is it the effect of the product that you created but some other person got the idea, you just was an executor of, like you coded this part or you managed the project that implemented the product, but that's not a project management achievement. It's achievement of the product of business. Sometimes you can put it, most of the time no. If someone like just reads it carefully, it will be apparent that you take credit for someone else's work because you just implemented the product. Okay, all right, let me select the next resume, and we need to speed up actually because I have like 9 resumes for today and I want to show them all because basically I promised to to get through a lot of them. Okay, let me make sure that you can read this with me. That's good enough. John Doe, thanks for obscuring your data for me. It saves a lot of time for me. All right. What do I see? And again, I assume that you applied for IT project manager, technical project manager, something like that. And what I want to see that you applied for the right role. Again, as much as our ego wants to put our name here, when the recruiter first interacts with your resume, and they do it through the system, so your name is somewhere there in any case. Your name, they don't care about your name. They don't remember it. They just scan it. So why do you take this huge real estate of your resume, the most prominent place, and instead you put your name here? You should instead put your title, your certifications, all that good stuff, because I need to scan this. And by the way, this is a bad structure for scanning because I don't know what's the most important thing out of this. They all look the same, but I'm looking for a project manager. That's why strategic project leader, and leader is a bad word. If you apply for a project manager role, backend developer, that's good, but I'm not looking for a backend developer unless I do. And medical device integration expert, like again, if I'm not looking specifically for combination of these skills in a project manager, it's just a distraction. And I don't know what's the bigger part of you here. because in most cases, if you're saying that you're a skilled backend developer and integration expert, then you had a lot of experience in that areas and you just switching now to project management, and I cannot assess this. Okay. All right. So I assume this is this is a resume for a person who wants to switch to project management, but yeah, most of the experience is in engineering. In this case, I would project delivery head. Okay, I would focus on my real project management experience first of all, and still communicate this as the primary thing. Like I have like 1.5 years of direct project management experience and like 10 plus years of technical background. That would be much better angle to position yourself. That's why, like in this case, I would say the biggest problem is that I cannot understand what you are, what's your main profession, and you should choose. If you want to be a project manager, you need to start positioning yourself as a project manager. So that should be project manager here, like here actually, big bold font. Then project manager with 2 years of or year and a half of experience, and I would say like massive technical background. I have experience leading projects end to end, and can support the team with my technical expertise. Something like that. That's the positioning that you want to keep to. Next, I assume this is the title that a company gave you, and that's why you put it as this like delivery head. But in general, the recommendation is that you match the title that you have here with the title you want to apply for. So if you apply for IT project manager, just say that you are IT project manager. I'm pretty sure from this description is that you did the projects here. Now there is like a bit of I would say margin to play with. If it's delivery head and it was a big project, and you like your first project was a big project, okay, you can say that you are like a senior project manager with all that experience and stuff like that. So, but keep it more standardized. It should be a simple title, not something that I have to decipher. And if you look at it together, like project leader, experience engineer, and project delivery head, I still don't understand that you applied for the right role, that you have all the right experience and skills. You need to tailor this resume to the jobs of a project manager, of an IT project manager. Now, experience section. This is kind of like not the most common way to describe your experience, where you said like end-to-end project management, directed full project lifecycle from requirements gathering, deployment, at an on-time delivery rate. When I see these numbers like 90%, 95% on-time delivery rate, I will totally destroy you on an interview by asking how you calculated this. And if you won't come up with a real data-driven approach to explaining how you calculated 95% on delivery time, on-time delivery because it's scheduled, you will be totally roasted here. Because this is a number out of the blue. You see what I mean? You should have a great explanation how you calculated 85% on-time delivery rate, because first of all, it's very hard to get such a round number. Second, it's hard to actually quantify how you come up with on-time delivery rate. Enhance team productivity and client retention. Okay. I led a team of 7, successfully managing 3 major projects concurrently. Achieved 20% boost in team productivity and increase in client retention. Again, these round numbers, like I will roast you on the interview to prove that you had 20% exactly boost in team's productivity and how you calculated that. All right, I will not read through this. This is okay in this experience stage where you are like more on the, I would say, junior to mid level, depending on how you position yourself. If you are like technical project manager, you are mostly on mid level role. If you position yourself as a project manager in general, you're on a junior level role. So this will do. But in future, I would kind of reframe it more into more specific achievements for specific roles. Because this now, like this is an example where you overdo the achievements, and you say like everything achievement, and I have an achievement in every single possible, I would say, area or knowledge domain of project management. That's why I'm like, okay, it's hard to believe. Most probably you are making this up, especially if when you have just like year and a half of experience. Okay, so there is a fine line between exaggerating your experience and providing the quantifiable achievements. Now, again, this is a good example to show that when you have this type of case, when you were an engineer before and you had all this experience in all these technologies, the idea is that recruiters, when they look for even a technical project manager, they are not interested in this kind of experience to this level of details. And again, there is so many round numbers that I will not believe. And again, if I just take you for this, like, okay, you should explain me how you calculated this 25% time increase by time and response rates, and like the explanation should be very technical to show me that you had actually a lot of tools to do this performance testing, load testing, and stuff like that, that you actually did this testing. And again, you did it yourself, not your colleagues did the testing and did this. Okay, so another case. All right, this. Okay, second, it's too much of information and a lot of it is repetitive and like, all right, I see the problem. Like the first problem is that I don't know what's your actual role. The second problem, you overdid the like on quantifying your achievements. You have too many achievements, too many numbers, to the extent that I don't believe you. That's the problem. Even if you can come to an interview and explain it all to me in the perfect scenarios, there is actually zero exaggeration. The problem is that a recruiter or interviewing project manager, this looks too good, this looks artificial. I don't believe that this person will deliver on an interview on all these claims. So there is some believability factor that you need to be careful with. All right. All right. I see you guys very active. Let me see at your comments here. Okay. Yulia asks, do you have an example of CV with top quantifiable achievements for project managers with engineering background? Most probably. I have in my archive a lot of achievements from my students and from myself, but I don't have it as a shareable thing because this is a work of other people. But that leads me to one thing that I want to mention here while I have your attention. I will be running a workshop very soon. Where do I share it? Show me. Okay, let me see. No, I'm not sharing for some reason. All right, here it is. So I'll be hosting a 3-day live career development workshop. It starts like in 7 days. We have lots of registrations already, and I'll be I'll be sharing my top tips on how to position yourself as an expert project manager from any possible angle. If you're engineering background, if not, whatever, like everything follows into one framework. how to clearly describe your experience and how to structure your resume, and as a result of it, how to develop these professional development plans in 80-day cycles. So this is like top experience compressed into 3 days workshop, and it's free. You can register here, just click the button, fill out the form, and you are on it. I have like already about 300 project managers to join, and I expect that to be about 1,000. So that's your opportunity to elevate your career, and I invite you to join there, because in that workshop I'll explain how to fix the problems that I am talking about here today. All right, good. Then let's move on. Let me see if I can hide all of this now. Yep. And I see some questions. Let me see if I can use ChatGPT to get the metrics. We use ChatGPT to get the metrics. Yeah, that's most probably the case. If you ask ChatGPT, it will do like I don't know, 5-year-old baby. You get the instructions, and that's it. They will just do their best to do what you ask them to do. All right, Yulia, can you send your CV? I am not going to do these reviews once again, at least in the nearest future, because the workshop's coming, then a lot of other stuff will happen. So just stay put here and see what mistakes you will notice from others, because the idea is that every one of you most probably have one of these mistakes, and while I get through 10 of like 9 resumes for today, you will see most of the mistakes, and you can fix these mistakes and identify those mistakes in your resume yourself. All right, let's quickly see what else here. How can we effectively balance showcasing achievement with day-to-day responsibilities when crafting a resume? My idea, like general idea, is that your day-to-day responsibilities are not important. Like all project managers have the same responsibilities, have the same activities, and we assume that you know how to do, how to run meetings, how to write reports, how to do all this general stuff. So the best way to showcase your achievements and balance it out is to show such achievements that show that you understand what's the biggest value that you as a project manager generate on a project, so that it feels like your achievements, you achieve something extra by doing your main responsibilities. For example, if you talk about risk management, you want an achievement about risk management, you will say something like, I improved risk management processes by implementing best practices of risk management, and it allowed me to identify critical risks, blah blah blah, which resulted in some savings or some improvements in project management productivity. So you're not saying that I was doing risk management or I identified the risks. Like that's we assume that you did it if you improved risk management inside an organization. See what I mean? Like if you say that you improved something or you achieved something by using this sub domain or knowledge domain of project management, then you kind of know the basics. Do you support after job acquisition? Ooh, I don't understand the question. If you ask about how can you work with me, I have a career accelerator program where we have like weekly mentorship sessions, and yes, I support people with their projects by sharing my insights, brainstorming problems with them and solutions. All right, I have registered. Nice, thank you. Can you please send the link? It's below this video. Just find it below this video on YouTube in the description. You will see it. All right. All right, let's move on. There are a lot of resumes we need to review yet, and I will start sharing the next one. I'm pretty sure we will cover like most mistakes that 95% of project managers have. All right, this is a resume of an experienced senior level project manager. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. Let me select my red pencil. All right, so I don't see right away that this is a like title, project manager, but I see PMP and I see dynamic project manager with 13 years of experience. That's good enough. There are a lot of common terminology, common keywords. Yeah, that's the right word. And then I'm okay. So I know this is a project manager experienced. Most probably I don't need more details. Now, education. With 13 years of practical experience, your education means absolutely nothing unless you apply for specific like electronics engineering and it's in the job description and it's mandatory and stuff like that. If not, most project managers, like most valuable part is their practical experience at this level and their achievements. All right, so this resume passes the scanning phase, the caveman test. I can see that it's a project manager with enough experience for my role. Presumably now, I automatically go to the experience section and start analyzing it because this is quite a good resume in terms of structure. Now, project manager PMO. Okay, spearheaded global product development projects, achieving 95% OTIF. Here's an interesting thing that's why I don't recommend using jargon or fancy terms. I don't know what it means. See, guys, I have like lots of experience as a project manager, but I never had this abbreviation used in my practice. That's probably it's either like something that your company invented or your company used as a metric, and I don't know what it is. Maybe 95% is not that good. Maybe 98% is a standard of OTIF delivery rate. So that's one of the common mistakes that you will see. You should try to avoid using jargon and things that are relevant and have context inside your organization. But that's not the biggest problem. If I were to read this carefully, and I'll skip the recruiter selected you for the next stage, they show this resume to an interviewing project manager, and I assume this project manager is also highly experienced. And now let's assume that's me. Actually, you have 13 years of experience, I have 12 years of practical experience. Now I'm looking at what you say about your experience. So you say that you manage global product development projects. That's good. Sounds good. And you achieved 95% delivery rate. Again, I will roast you. And with your 14 years of experience, you should be very persuasive about how you achieved 95%. Delivery rate by leveraging agile methodologies and effective stakeholder collaboration. So this is a very, I would say, vague claim that by leveraging agile methodologies, which I assume is Scrum or Kanban, you applied Scrum and Kanban on your project, and this was the actual driver for this success. Like, you need to explain this to me much better into more details. Why specifically agile methodologies? Was it like the first time you managed in this company they never used agile methodologies? You came, you brought agile methodologies in, and that was the success. You see, I'm not connecting the cause with the effect here. Okay, next one. Facilitated Scrum ceremonies, including sprint planning, daily stand-ups, blah, 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 blah. Now tell me, like, if you guys, and you can comment this in chat if you think the same way. If I am looking for a project manager with 13 years of experience, like a PMO level guy who can come build processes, like structure the project management culture in the organization, how valuable for me to know that in like last 4 years of experience, this project manager thinks that second most important contribution that they did was running Scrum ceremonies, the most basic activity that even junior project managers can do very efficiently with like 6-7 years of experience, uh, 6-7 months of experience. You can do it quite efficiently yourself. See, why are you putting this here? Why is it important for you? That's like a red flag for me right away. If I'm looking for a senior project manager and see something like this, that this is broken. You are doing something wrong in your current role. Again, next bullet point: project management. Manage project management risk using a RAID log, which reducing potential project delays by 20%. Again, cause and effect. I know what a RAID log is, and it's not a good tool for specific project delays, like 20% especially delays. It's good for high level communication with stakeholders, with project owners and stuff like that, to ensure the communication collaboration between bigger entities, between teams and stuff like that. And again, potential delays. You reduce potential delays. It's not quantifiable actually. Like it's like you identified risks which accounted for 20% of the schedule. That's yes. And just by applying risk log, RAID log, that led that to eliminating those risks. That's questionable. Again, that will be a question on interview that you had to explain very carefully, because if you don't have a good story how actually RAID logs help you to reduce the project duration by 20%. And by the way, 20%, like guys, you need to turn on the logic here. If you're saying 20%, it's a global product development projects. Let's assume it was like 10 months long. It says, okay, then 2 months was the, for 12 months, it was like the risks that we reduced. Okay, I will not go over much longer here. In general, the structure is good. All the pieces are correct, but this is a great example, another great example where there is a fine line between actually stating real achievements and exaggerating your experience and putting numbers for the sake of numbers. Because this doesn't sound like a senior project manager with 13 years of experience. You are focusing attention and you highlight the achievements and the value that you bring on the level of like junior project manager with 2 years of experience. We used the typical standard things and achieved results. Well, yeah, okay, mid-level project manager can do that as well. Junior project managers, like talented project managers, can do that as well. I would expect that you did something more prominent, like you improved these processes, you like implemented them from scratch and stuff like that. Guys, I think something is wrong with my chat, so I don't see comments from you. So sorry, it seems like this part is not working for me. But if someone can, please write a comment to test it out. While I'll switch to the next. All right. Guys, was I sharing my resume? Something's broken. Let me see. All right, it's working. Thanks. Then I'll switch to the next resume. Let me see why I'm not seeing what I'm sharing. Let me quickly do a quick change here. So I'm sure that I'm sharing the resume that I see on the screen. Just a second, guys. Sorry for technical problems. I have something not working here, and I don't know why. Okay. That's a good example why web technologies are at this state. Can you see a resume with like blue green background or stuff? We can see a screen. Nice, thanks. That's good. Can you see Alexander's resume? Okay. All right, I assume you see it, so I'll continue because, all right, thank you for confirming. Something's wrong on my screen. All right, so next one, project manager, Scrum Master. Center for IT project manager. Okay, Scannability. I'm okay with it. I see that this is a project manager, IT project manager, Scrum Master. That's good. One thing I don't see is that I don't know how much experience this person has right away, and I need to spend a lot of efforts to calculate this because you don't guys provide me the actual number. You provide a range of dates, but not the number of years. And again, small jobs, like small periods of jobs, and I have to calculate like this is like 1 year and a half, another year and a half. So it's very hard for me to calculate this all. And now this is a mixed match of project management and Scrum Master jobs. So I have to, and now it's quality assurance jobs. So my recommendation number one, you should definitely state or add this summary here, which states the total amount of years, how experienced you are, what you or how you position yourself in general. Because right away, yeah, I know your project manager, I don't know your experience as an IT project manager. That's the main problem. And by the amount of efforts I need to spend to calculate it, most probably you lose a lot of recruiters' attention. Next, I totally don't like the double column formats for one big reason. So if I'm kind of looking at this page here and here, which one is more important for me? Like achievements, all right, I read achievements, but then relevant skills, I may skip this because I spend my time and energy on reading achievements, and I never like even scan through relevant skills. And then skills and technical competencies. Again, why are they different? So scannability for me is a big problem here. Like looks fancy, looks cool, something of a novelty, but in general lacks key information bits that every recruiter needs to see. Now, achievements. Led and completed multiple IT projects on time, within budget, and in alignment with strategic goals. So in these cases, I'm kind of confused why so many, and like that's not the first person, not the first resume. You say multiple IT projects, and like, come on, is it 2 projects or is it 20 projects? I cannot read your mind. Why don't you say how many projects you actually finished within a year or year and a half? Now, again, this might be like, again, my mind is bad. He say, okay, there was 2 projects, and this project was like, okay, two engineers team, and like 3 weeks long. You're leaving all this information out, and the brains of recruiters will definitely imagine the worst case scenario. Successful implementations of solutions which increase the efficiency, reduced cost, and improved delivery. How much? How much does it increase the efficiency? And then, like, again, see how my mind stumbles even like trying to read this. Here you are using like this verb start. You led and completed, and then you say successful implementation, like using nouns and adjectives. You must keep to one format. It's easier to read. Again, a lot of text, and if I read these 2 bullet points, I will never read the rest because they're boring and they don't provide enough details to assess your actual skills. You see, these are just claims without any proof. And I cannot relate to your experience as a project manager. If I'm looking at your resume right now, I don't know how big your project was, how long they were, how complex they were, and all your results, they are like unquantified. So like improvement is like 1% improvement, or 20% improvement, or 75% improvement. Like I don't know. And I will not assume that you had some significant achievements like that if you don't show them. Okay, next problem is that again you're competing. My attention is competing between columns. For some reason, I don't know if I need to read and focus on your project management activities. But again, I read few bullet points at the top. I will not continue reading this because this is the same stuff which doesn't provide me any additional information. So I will probably go here. And guys, I don't know, we roasted a previous resume for project management activities and knowledge for a person with 13 years of experience. But this is I don't know, it's killing my brain at all. So you're saying you're a project manager. You say that you have like, I don't know, 5 years of experience. You've managed a lot of IT projects, global IT services, blah, 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 whatever. Fancy words here. And you say that you have technical competencies in Windows XP 7, 9, 10. I don't care. You will never use this technical expertise on a project. No one will say, okay, now you need to set up Windows 7. That will be your main responsibilities. You will like, that's the contribution we need from you. You must set up Windowses. Programming languages, quite okay. All these tools, yeah, but why? Like if you say that you know some programming languages, most probably you know IDE as well. Database is good, data analysis, Microsoft Office. Another tool that I hate to see on a resume. So a guy or a girl with this kind of experience, with all this involvement in all these projects, like, come on, I just assume that you know Microsoft Office. You see, like, you are just adding a lot of distraction by trying to add too much information. Saying, oh, we have so many certifications, and no, okay, that's the biggest problem. Like, I haven't Scrum Master. Okay, you didn't mention that you are a certified Scrum Master or anything else. I can guarantee that no recruiter actually scrolled to this part and noticed all these certifications here. I'm pretty sure majority just like, okay, much of the same stuff, I will not bother reading this. So too much information, too much unnecessary information, which brings no value. That's the problem. Yeah, I would say you need to rewrite this CV from scratch and eliminate it, like half of it and even more. But if you are watching this right now live and you can tell me that this resume works perfectly well for you and like you get jobs on demand, then you're doing something right, but I don't see what. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. I will switch to number 5. It was number 4, number 5. Share. All right. Oops. Number 5, and we have, okay, which one? This one. Okay, let me see. I hope you see this because for some reason I don't see my screen, what I'm sharing. Okay, this I will not spend too much time in this resume because right away I see a lot of problems. I don't know what role you apply for. You don't have like anything says that you're a project manager right at the top. I don't see like this. I'm not looking for a hardworking individual. I am looking for a person to close the open role that we have in our organization. So at least tell me that you applied for the right role. Working experience, project analyst, the big word. I don't know what it means nothing for me. So I don't, okay, it's work experience. Oh, I got it. Okay, that breaks my brain. Like there is no intention. So this is the job title, company, and dates, and these are experiences or achievements. Managed end-to-end localization projects. How big? How long? How many people? Assess project requirements, including language, space, volume, budget, and lights. I don't know what it is. Create a detailed project plans outlining timelines, resources, and milestones. Uh, as a project analyst, I doubt that you created detailed project plans. You see, not connecting well. Coordinated with stakeholders to define project scope, objectives, and deliverables. Coordinated to define project scope. Okay, very questionable statement, by the way. If I assume it's like a junior project manager role, it's okay to say so, but that's not very accurate to state it like that. Estimated project cost and manage the budget. Estimate. Okay. All right. Yeah. Basically, the problem here is that I think this will be a junior project manager role. You're just applying for the first job of a professional project manager. This will not do. Like if you have this experience, like 4 years as project analyst, you must have done something better. And if you did create a project plan, you collected requirements, you need to formulate it into something that communicates the complexity and your efforts to manage this project. Now, the rest of it, it's most probably irrelevant. I would put this at the top and add more keywords related to project management because this is totally irrelevant, guys. This is totally irrelevant. Project management, leadership, all the keywords about project management. That's what matters. And again, you are PMP and certified Scrum Master. I didn't notice it here and here, like PMP and Scrum Master, and there is a good chance that when I just scan this part of resume, I never scroll to the bottom to see that you have certifications. If you spend the effort to get PMP, at least like put it in as many places as you can, and you should say like, I am a highly motivated, aspiring IT project manager, certified IT project manager with PMP certification, with 7+ years of experience in this industry. Associate business. By the way, there is no connection. If you state something like a 7+ years of experience with exceptional management, leadership, and communication skills, I don't know how you actually communicate this and say that you were associate, and I don't know what this all means. And you were financial analyst. I don't know how you showed leadership skills in those roles. And if you are project analyst, I also don't know how does this put you in a leadership position. So lots of things that don't work here, guys. Be very careful. This an example. If you take away something from this specific resume, you need to tailor your resume more to specific job descriptions. There are ways, and I teach them uh, in the upcoming workshop on how to structure a resume in such a way and use the achievements so that you don't need to tailor your resume to each project or each job. But in general, you need to have a structure that allows you quickly tweak few places and still be relevant for given specific job. All right. I will move on. I hope this is valuable. And by the way, guys, let me know if you want me to continue with resumes, or do you want me to focus on your questions next, after the next resume. All right. If you have questions, I will look into those, or we can continue and try to review as many resumes as possible. Okay. This is resume number 6. I assume that you see it by now. Okay. This is a highly experienced project manager. And in the title, the author of this resume says that it's like PMO level, project manager PMO level resume. So let's see. Okay, IT project manager. I would say that if you like have 23 years of experience, you should say that you are like a super experienced project manager, like at least senior project manager. That's a must, just to reinforce the message. Result-driven IT professional. Again, if you apply to project managers or PMO roles, be very clear about it. With 23 years of experience in project management, proven track record in project management, programming, PMO, agile, blah, blah, blah. Good. Experience in delivering successful projects. Okay, this kind of structure is a bit different from what we saw so far. It's front-loaded with some summaries, because most probably like this generic resume that this person uses for all possible roles. And yeah, in general, it's quite impressive, assuming that you are the only candidate with this level of experience and these accomplishments, certifications, and so on. If not, then you are losing out a lot, because it still claims without proof. And kind of as a summary, it works. Okay, I will say that this is a good alternative as a starting statement for someone with so much experience. Certifications, all right, but well, okay, I would say only one thing. For a person with 23 years of experience who wants to like achieve something bigger, you must probably lack some more certifications on a top level, like program management professional, maybe some more fancy, safe certifications instead of these Scrum Alliance CSM. So you need to beef up this part, because it doesn't look as impressive or doesn't align with impressive track record. Skills, IT I don't know, this is bad. You need to spell it out. Program manager, PMO, Agile, PM, Scrum Master, PM tools, okay, Agile tools, okay. This might be a good section just for bots to scan through your resume, but for a person, I would make it more readable. Education at this level, almost probably it doesn't add much value. Okay, permanent resident, good. By the way, this is a good tactic for everyone who is like expat, and there is a question whether you have work permits in other countries. you do want to spell it out that you have work permit for that specific country, that you can apply for the job, and there is no extra efforts required to relocate you, to sponsorship you for the work permit and stuff like that. Now, this summary section, like, it's just eating up space. I don't see any value in this part because, like, job titles, role, and this is confusing for most recruiters, durations, and I have to calculate these durations myself because this is time periods, and titles of organizations. If these are like Google, Amazon, I don't know, something very prominent that everyone knows, then that's good. If not, then not. This section is not eating up space. Okay, responsibilities. Let's test this out. As an IT project manager, PMO team associate successfully overseeing one of the critical DNA initiative for new product for financial market. I took charge of end-to-end implementation. Same story, guys. Like, IT program manager here, IT project manager here, confusing. I don't know why you need to bundle up in one responsibility PMO and project manager. It should be like two parallel activities for you, and you have achievements in different portions of your resume. Now, PMO team associate. Okay, I don't know what it means. Successfully overseeing. I don't understand why people like this word. Like, it's a synonym to managed, led, or something like that. But this sounds to me like I was standing aside and controlling the project, which was following the established processes and tools and workflows. I was just overseeing that everything works. I didn't actively participated in improving or like ensuring that this project is actually done successfully. Next, I don't know what is DNA. Substituted with something generic that any recruiter will understand. Attention to details, guys. My responsibilities, why this capitalization, include comprehending business requirements. All right. Identifying engaging stakeholders, engaging data engineering, data science, collaborating with senior leadership team, blah, 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 blah. Same problem as with many others, other resumes. Why a person with so much experience puts such a non-project management activities or responsibilities at the top? Trying to say that I was not a project manager, I was business analyst most of the time. So this one is good. You kind of coordinated lots of stakeholders and third parties, but again, too hard to read. I will not read it. Additionally, I contribute to PMO team by aiding, and yeah, that's a good indication that you had to remove this PMO team associate, because it, again, cause and effect. Because you are a PMO team associate doesn't mean that you successfully overseeing critical project. Also, IT project manager. As an IT project manager, okay. This is a good example where you most probably it's good to use a bit of ChatGPT and make it read or make it simplify it to ensure that it reads well. And like, you don't need to say that as an IT project manager when you say that your role was an IT project manager. So a bit of writing skills will do here. So by the way, in this case, my recommendation will be, because this is all the same stuff, I will never read all of it. By the way, for all of you guys, your most recent experience, like your last 5 years of experience, are the most important one. The lower you go, the less important that experience is, even if it was like the most prominent one. So assume that a recruiter and interviewing project manager will read only first 2 bullet points of the most recent experience, most recent job that you had. You must front load it with as the best of your achievements as possible, because chances are people will never scroll to page 3 to read something here and say, okay, stakeholder management, collaborated with project stakeholders, this is what I was looking for, finally I saw it here. No one reads here anything that deep. So my recommendation here would be actually simple. I don't believe like with so much text in this resume, I don't believe that the person has the writing skills for improving this. And this is a good case where you have lots of experience, you have probably, I assume, a good job as a program manager. You must pay someone to write this resume for you, and you will get much better job offers. Just pay someone, it will cost you something, but treat it as an investment in the rest of your career. And maybe it starts for you to take some high level jobs. All right. Okay. All right. I'll stop for a second and I'll see if I have some comments that I can answer. If I'm working where projects are relatively small or not very costly, how can I effectively convey their complexity and impact in my resume? You can't, most probably. Then the strategy will be to say that you managed a lot of them and you did a lot of them in parallel. That means that you know how to manage lots of projects at once, but there is a bigger problem. Why, if you want to be a great project manager, if you want to build this career of a project manager, why do you still stay in that company, in a small company where you have only small, unimportant projects to run? Start searching for some other environment where you can work with bigger, more significant projects. And I understand that you need to write a resume to do that, but again, I just assume that that shouldn't be the main focus then for your resume. Don't try to invent something, just say that how efficient you are managing those projects. Hi, tuning in from Los Angeles. Great. Good morning. I'm a Scrum Master with PM experience. How can I merge both? You don't merge both. You explain your Scrum Master's experience through achievements that are relevant for project manager, and you use project management terminology. And I assume that you want to become a project manager, like transition into project manager's role. Because again, if we talk about Scrum Master, then you are repeating the same processes over and over again for many years, and there is nothing special that you achieve as a result. You develop great products as the result of your work, but you don't deal with bigger problems because you are limited to one Scrum team at a time. All right, I just got here. I really want to ask some question while you are here, but I guess I'll just keep them to myself until I can rewatch the whole thing. Well, if they are not very specific, you can ask them. So, okay, chat. Yeah, chat start working for me too. How can we quantify the metrics from our work? Are there any good practices we can start following and add to our resumes or showcase proof? So, that's a good question. And the answer is you should not put your metrics or KPIs from your work into your resume. You should quantify project management aspects of your work, which you will do by using common terminology. And what it means that you want to quantify the scale of a project with number of people, budget, duration, number of projects that you run in parallel. You quantify it by showing the percent improvements of the project management processes and aspects like budget scope, budget, schedule, maybe scope. You can quantify it as well. Defect, number of defects, and so on. You don't want to bring KPIs which were created inside the organization and try to put them in the resume, because it won't like make sense for a recruiter what those metrics mean. By the way, how do we send a resume to you? The the window is closed. This is like the last session where I review resumes. You can watch the previous one. It's on the YouTube channel. And the idea is that the mistakes that you see in these resumes are the same for everyone, guys. You have all the same mistakes. That's why what I recommend is that you focus on listening to me, where I point out the mistakes. Then you go and watch and look into your resume, and you will see the same mistakes after that. So don't be discouraged if I don't have time to review your specific resume, but rather focus on trying to catch the same mistakes that I see here in your own resume. So, guys, and one more time, if you just joined, I point out a lot of mistakes here, but I don't speak enough about how to fix them. That's because I will be hosting a 3 days workshop for project managers, and I will explain exactly how to write a resume, how to position yourself, how to build a career of a project manager by using the proper resume format. I will tell a lot of things that I never shared on YouTube channel or in my book. This is the essence of career coaching that I did during the last 12 years. So if you want to build a career of a project manager, I strongly recommend that you register. Use the barcode that you see in the corner, or you can use the link in the description. It's free, it's online. All you need to do is to show up live and listen and implement what I teach there. And I can guarantee that most of you, by applying the principles from this workshop, well, in the next few months, will get a better job, if that's what you want. All right. All right. I'll do maybe a few more resumes. Okay, what's the question? Did you respond to this? How to register for mentorship program? To register for the mentorship program, you need to participate in the workshop, first of all. Then, like in October, for a few days, I will open the enrollment, and you will learn all the details about the program there, and then you can decide whether you want to join the mentorship program or not. All right. Right, let me try to share my screen for the next. Which one is 6? Let's go. We covered 6 resumes so far. We have a few more to go. I will speed up. Oh, I see my screen again. Okay, this is number 7. I will make it bigger. Give me a second. So, Susan, once again, I assume this is not a project manager, like aspiring project manager resume or something like that, because I don't see anything resembling project manager. So, Susan, again, aspiring project manager or junior project manager at the top. Your name is not important. Experienced IT professional. I don't know what it means. In my world, IT professional might mean something different than in your world. So you want to specify that you apply for a junior project manager role or aspiring project manager role, and you should say this here as well. Strong track record of technical skills, problem solving, blah, blah, blah. Proven ability to efficiency with educate others, that's good. Seeking a challenge in a challenging role in IT industry where I can. It sounds like I'm needy. I need a job. Please take me to any role. That doesn't work. I understand that you are like a new project manager, you had different career before, you want to uh, use that experience and get a role in IT industry, but you must be more specific. Like again, if it's a project manager role, you say that you are seeking a new challenge as an aspiring IT project manager or as a project manager in the IT industry, where I can use my technical skills and experience, something like that. Now, soft skills. Guys, if you like seeing this, what do you feel like if you see the soft skills and there are like only 4 items listed? How does it make you feel? Is it enough? Is it's good? Maybe it's lacking. For me, it looks like okay, maybe you just like missed something here. There should be much more skills. Then technical skills. It's written in different formats, like you said, communication, organization, like languages. Then you name them. Developer tools, you name them, and so on. Put this all together. Don't confuse. Yeah, shallow is a good word, Laura. That's a good one. Yeah, I would say it's shallow, and that just shows me that if you apply for a project manager role and you're aspiring project manager, and you don't even mention that you know project management, even theoretically, you don't know project management, you didn't read even this book or any other book, you don't know the general concepts. You see, that's my impression here. Yeah, you are communicate, organize a team, player, teamwork, but it's not a soft skill teamwork. Okay, it's a teamwork. Okay, from that perspective. Problem solving, good. Problem solving. I think you need this device. Technical skill. Okay, we read this. Now, experience. Lead instructor. Power learn project. Okay. Created the knowledge department bootcamp. Okay, I will not read this because this is irrelevant experience. What we do with irrelevant experience, we convert it into something relevant using project management terminology as much as practical. And basically, the mindset that you must have is that everything you do is a project. So why don't you describe it as a project from project manager's perspective? So yeah, basically that's it. The rest of it will not matter. Computer session instructor. Okay. In your case, education plays a bigger role, especially something technology aligned or technology related. You want to put it higher at the top of your resume. That's all. Okay, nothing to speak here. It's aspiring project manager role. I have, by the way, very in-depth guide on my YouTube channel, a video that explains how to become a project manager, how to write a resume of aspiring project manager for this case. So I recommend that you Susan, watch that, find and watch that video. It will help you to position yourself better. All right, move on. We used a lot of time, but I want to finish this up because I promised some people to review their resumes in email, so let's try to do this and keep to our promises. Okay, number 8. Let me see, where is my number 8 candidate? No, not this one. This one. All right. So again, same problem, guys. Make the life of recruiter easier. Tell that you applied for the right role, especially if you have nothing to hide. You are an agile project manager with 10 years of experience. Great. Successful leading teams of 5 members, both on-site and on offshore, skilled in delivering projects on time within budget, focus on driving results like faster time to market and cost saving. Focus on driving results like faster time to market. What? I think some word is missing here. Cost savings. Basically, I would say proven ability to manage multi-million-dollar projects, including the successful launch of loyalty program. All right, that's good. Actually, that's very good. I would say this is one of the best summaries that we read so far. The only thing is that I would probably, if I want to specify, like I would put this somewhere as a second sentence and said exactly the multi-million, how many, like 1 million.3 dollars project, and successfully delivering it to the market, to over 1 million members. So yeah, this sentence is more powerful than this one, skilled in delivery of projects, because it basically says that if you were able to deliver a multi-million project with huge customer base, it was successful, you did it in 6 months, that's basically implies that you are skilled in delivery projects on time and with budget. So it's just repetitive in this case. And basically, I would say that, yeah, I would remove this sentence at all, because it's unnecessary. Because you're such a great project manager, this part is unnecessary. Just leave this proven, and then leave this as additional angle that you are a good leader and you're a good communicator. Super powerful. I really like it. The only thing is make it specific. Like 2.3, 1.5, I don't know what number, that just say that I have a proven ability or proven track record of finishing a $1.7 million project on time within budget. Good. Project manager ABC, okay. 5 years, about 5 years. Led the migration of marketing SMS journey to Salesforce. I would say I don't know what this means, and this is again an example of using jargon that doesn't mean anything. Instead, I would say I led a migration project to a Salesforce cloud solution. I will try to simplify it so that any recruiter will understand it, because I don't know what SMS journeys means. I know what Salesforce means because it's a very popular thing. But marketing cloud, I don't know as well. But I want to communicate that it was a migration project into a cloud solution. And basically that's all. I led a migration project to a cloud solution. Completing the project 1 month ahead of schedule and reducing time to market by 50%. Time to market by 50%. All right. This is another case of cause and effect. You led a project, you completed it 1 month ahead, and not a cause and effect. It's a claim without a proof. So 1 month ahead of schedule, I cannot quantify or assess how good it was. Maybe it was a 5 years long project, and 1 month means nothing. If it was 6 months project and you managed to do it 1 month ahead of schedule, then that's good. But again, if I'm an experienced project manager and you develop the schedule, this actually says that your initial schedule was wrong by 1 month. And if it was 6 months projects, it was quite a big margin or buffer that you included in your schedule. So again, at this level, guys, you should be very careful about what you say, because I can interpret it in multiple ways. You see, I made your achievement right now into something bad. You did the schedule, you planned the project, and then you say that you achieved that schedule 1 month ahead, which means you did poor project planning. Yeah. Okay. Manage cross-functional teams again, cross-functional teams. How many teams? How many people? To migrate 2 internal applications to Google Cloud. To migrate to resulting in Another case of achievement that you took credit for, but it wasn't the result of your project management efforts. Again, if you want to like say that you suggested an improvement which resulted in savings, that's a different angle, you see. But just because you were assigned to a project to lead this migration to Google Cloud, which costs less, doesn't mean that you can claim this achievement. Improved personalization by leveraging customer data. I don't know what personalization means, because that's why I'm not sure what this means at all, why it's an achievement. Launched a loyalty program that gained over 1 million members within the first 6 months. Again, good, sounds good, but did you actually suggested this improvement, this product to be such a success? Or you just implemented the requirements that came from someone else? If you want to say that there was 1 million members, I would convert it into achievement and say we developed such a product with which such a robust system or robust infrastructure which allowed to get 1 million or sustain 1 million member workload within the first 6 months, something like that. You want to switch it and make it as something that you achieved through your project management efforts. Ensured one uptime. Again, it's not your achievement, unless there was an initiative from your side. Okay, build a train offshore IT team, increase skills. Okay, that's okay. All right, so here's the thing, Tom Smith. I assume you remember that's your resume. For you, especially for you, you are not capitalizing on your great experience in your resume. You are not positioning yourself good enough. For you, I'm 100% sure you must participate in the workshop. Find the link below, register. I'm pretty sure that we can, like on the workshop, you will find out better approaches to describe your experience. But in general, that's good, unless you get into a very attentive recruiter or interviewing manager, because I see like a lot of things that would be red flags, because I would assume that it's a bit of exaggeration of your experience, right? But in general, this is by far the best resume that we reviewed today or last week. It kind of nailed most of the required elements of a good resume. Okay, guys, while I review the last resume, you have a chance to ask your questions. One question per person. I will not sit till the end of the night today. So, guys, please write your question succinctly. Try to describe it correctly so I can answer it the best as I can. And we'll be wrapping up after this one. So, Tomasz. Project manager, project engineer, versatile and dynamic project management expert. Okay. So lots of people like the dynamic project manager, but I don't know what it means. What do you put, guys? If you know, what do you put into a dynamic project manager? What's that? Prioritizes efficiently developing. Okay, this grammar is wrong. Prioritizes efficiently developing a work schedule. Something is completely wrong. And guys, your resume is like it should be perfect. If I see, like, I think there is a statistics that say that 90 or 80% of recruiters reported that if they see a grammatic error, some some grammatic error in a resume, they reject the candidate right away. So you should read and polish your resume to perfection to ensure that there is no such things, because I cannot read this. Prioritizes efficiently developing a work schedule. What does it mean? Like, it's very hard. And leads project teams in achieving their objectives. Openly suggests new solutions to optimize various stages of project. Shows commitment, focus on purpose and creativity. Do you notice how hard it is to read and understand these summaries in present, like present simple tense, that you are doing it right now? It feels like, yeah, you're sitting like doing it in general, but it doesn't give me confidence that you did it ever successfully. Like it's you're doing it right now, but there is no again, no feeling of achievements. Selected achievements. Full responsibility for project aimed at implementing skill conveyor module. Another case of jargon. I don't know what skill conveyor module means, and there is a link, but I won't click it. Module for learning operating conveyor belts in logistics center in batch production. Project ran for 1 year, finished on schedule with the module going into production. Okay, in general, that's a good statement, but I would simplify it and convert it into something project management specific. I mean, using project management terminology more than the specifics of the conveyor belts logistics. Key competencies, project management regarding manufacturing automation. Mechatronics. Okay. So, Tomasz, I think like the problem is that if you don't apply to specific this like conveyor belt industry projects, if you want to switch to IT industry, because we communicated on email about that, this is an example of a resume full of jargon that no IT recruiter or IT project manager will understand. That's why you need to rewrite it and use more generic project management terminology to show that you know project management. Because when you say that you know project management, but only regarding manufacturing automations, then okay, that's a red flag. He doesn't see himself as an IT project manager yet. Why should we kind of consider this candidate? Separate and disperse project teams. Disperse. Okay, not the term that I would use. Defining customer expectations and needs. All right. Responsibility. Okay, I will not spend too much time here, mostly because this resume, I don't have enough like niche experience and knowledge of the conveyor modules or this specific industry to assess this. But if I assume that this is a IT project manager role that you try to apply with this resume, it will never work. It will be super hard to find a recruiter who will say, okay, I'll give this guy a chance because he has this fancy experience. If you want to switch your industry or switch careers in general, you want to convert all unrelated or all related experience into, again, achievements or competencies, you can name them as you want, into something related to IT industry. And the problem here is that in IT industry, we are using a lot of terminology, standard terminology. And you saw a few times here how I like stumbled. We don't use the dispersed team, like the remote teams, maybe, yeah, but dispersed teams, yeah, it means like from different countries, but something tells me there is a different term, and I don't remember it from the top of my head. Defining customer expectations and needs. We define not expectations and needs in general. Like we do that, but we don't It's not like a process. We define requirements most of all, and we control requirements. And then we have stakeholder management, which basically controls expectations and needs. So there is not enough project management terminology, standard terminology. Most probably you're using a lot of stuff from your industry, from your company, which other people will not fully appreciate. PMP certificate here, I don't remember seeing it here. So, and I don't see it here. Again, guys, if you spend money, time, effort on getting certifications, at least may put them into a prominent place. Like if you don't pass the caveman test, I don't see you as a candidate for this role. I will never scroll here to see that you have PMP and therefore you know project management. Yep. So PMP here, Versalite and Dynamic, PMP certified project management or project manager in developing and implementing automation solutions. Okay. Good. All right. I will wrap up with these resumes. So guys, again, if you are watching this, then the idea is that I identified like 5 to 10 major and minor mistakes that everyone, you see, like time and time again, I'm talking about the same stuff. You are taking credit for achievements that were not a result of your project management efforts. So you cannot claim that by developing a product which was designed by other people and you just implemented, that you were the cause of that success, of that improvement, or that product gave. Instead, you should focus on project management achievements that were your direct contribution as a project manager. Second, you don't tailor enough your resumes and you ask recruiters too much to spend too much energy on your resumes to analyze whether you are even the right candidate, whether you have the right amount of experience, like number of years of experience. You assume that they sit and like just have enough time. Let me maybe close this with this slide. Actually, not this slide. Let's assume this is the slide, the actual numbers. So when you apply for jobs, you need to use a bit of empathy, and you need to empathize to recruiters, first of all. So assume that a recruiter has this job opening in the company, and the flood of resumes comes, like hundreds and thousands of resumes, and the recruiter should select one candidate, or not one, but 10 candidates, for example. And they need to select out of this pool of hundreds of project managers such resumes and give them to a hiring manager or interviewing project manager, like the next in the line, who will say, okay, I want this candidate for an interview. So you need to understand what's happening between these two people. If a recruiter gives some resume and like hiring manager say, what, why did you even selected this guy? Don't you see that he knows nothing, like something like that? I'm exaggerating, but you understand that even on a silent level, this happens. This idea that recruiters need to understand you, your expertise, good enough so that hiring manager appreciates it, approves it, and takes you to the next stage. And then interviewer does that the same. If recruiters select some bullshit resumes and give them to hiring manager, they will have a conflict, and most probably that recruiter will not do well. And even worse, the worst case scenario is that recruiter selects a candidate, promotes this candidate, and says, yeah, this is a great candidate. Hiring manager says, okay, like I'm not 100% sure, but let's do it. This candidate comes on an interview, and this candidate like does poorly on the interview, and we have to close the interview like in 15 minutes after we start. This is a disaster. Disaster, first of all, for a recruiter who selected this candidate. That's why they will use any excuse to reject your resume. That's how far empathy can take you. That's a good example. If you understand how recruiters think, you will understand what they want from you, from your resume. They want to be sure that you are competent, that you are a normal person, that you didn't lie on your resume, and there is no inconsistencies, that they read in one way, but hiring manager or real project manager sees this as a bullshit. All right, that's why your resumes need much more attention than you think. All right. Okay, I will quickly answer a few questions because my voice already on the edge. So if I'm transitioning from software engineer at 2 p.m., should I also include and explain my software development achievements? I recommend that you try to convert your previous unrelated experience, specifically software developers experience, and you find achievements that will communicate something relevant for a project manager role. Think about things like you communicated with your team members, you organized your like junior level engineers around you, you taught them, you shared experience, you worked with stakeholders directly, you improved some processes relevant again for project management. Maybe you used Jira and you taught people to use Jira and stuff like that. So in general, your engineering background and specifically technical aspects of it, like technical details, are not important. They will distract and confuse recruiters. They don't know if it's important to have. Unless the job description says that, yeah, we need a project manager with technical background and specific technical skills. All right. Okay, what is a recommendation for a Scrum Master with a decade of experience and showcase about 4 pages long? Well, your resume should be 2 pages long, maximum. No one reads more than that. And there should be a lot of white space in that resume because we should be able to scan it. If you're a Scrum Master with a decade of experience, then you want to identify all the same things. You kind of take your Scrum Master's experience and you try to think about all the scenarios where you acted as a project manager, or you transform your Scrum Master's activities into something project management related. Maybe you did risk management. So again, my assumption that for 10 years, you were not like going to job and doing the same prescribed Scrum processes over and over again. And that's basically everything like you did nothing else besides the daily Scrum meetings, sprint plannings, retrospectives, and managing Jira or some other tool. You most probably in those 10 years, you did something extra to that. You improved processes, you did some project management activities like schedules, maybe some risk management, stakeholder management, and stuff like that. And you try to explain it using project management terms now. You compress it, you show that you know project management and you have hands-on experience developing software applications and so on and so on. Okay. I'm a mechanical engineer with over 12 years with roles really related to them, but I was never PM. Officially now I am in US and I'm seeking PM role. What may I do to close the gap? So if you can like ethically say that in my roles I had a title of something engineer, but it was really a lot of project management activities like planning, identifying scope, requirements, all this good stuff, or managing teams. You kind of can say and put yourself, make your title and say that I was a project manager / mechanical engineer. and your bullet points will focus mostly on project management activities that you had. That will be your resume. On top of that, in this case, because like 12 years with experience of unofficial project manager, you should possibly get PMP, because you can convert your like 12 years, you will find enough experience to show that you have 5 years of practical, 3 years of practical experience. And in US, it's much more appreciated than in the rest of the world. And after that, I would recommend that you read the book if you haven't yet, on top of PMP, because it will help you to pass interviews, so that you don't sound like a theoretical robot who just learned everything from the internet and PMP certification. Did you respond to? Okay, yeah, I responded to this. Next one. Do you have any tips for radiology informatics PM job interviews? Radiology informatics PM job interviews. I would say that any job interviews for project managers, like it has 2 or 3 separate sections. In most cases, it's project management experience and industry-specific or technical expertise. So I have nothing and zero knowledge about radiology informatics in general, so I cannot say that anything here. But my general idea, my general recommendation for all project managers, you guys want to start positioning yourself, especially if you aspire to get to a senior level sometime. You start positioning yourself as an expert in project management, and you want to stay away from any technical aspects so that you can manage any technical project. And you do that by focusing more on the project management and leadership skills in those interviews. And if someone asks me if I have technical skills, I would say no. Like I am project manager. My best strength and value comes from me organizing the work, connecting the business world with technical experts, and utilizing or improving the chances for success for the project. I'm not here to make technical decisions at all. I have a team who has all the experience needed for that. So sorry, no, I cannot help specifically in this case, but as much as practical, you must avoid keeping interviews in the realm of technical aspects of the industry. I'm working at help desk for 1 year. Can you suggest me the career path that is relevant for me to pursue? Well, definitely project management is a good one. You can actually switch from help desk. I assume that you're not sitting on the phone. If you're sitting on the phone, then it's you have little leverage to use this environment to get any leadership experience. If it's a help desk like emails or other types of communication, it's better, so because you have an ability to do other stuff in parallel. But I would say that maybe like project management is very difficult area to jump into. You need a lot of skills. You need to build a lot of trust in your skills, and you need some proven track record. So you need some environment where you can develop the initial skills of a project manager. So for you may consider going into quality assurance. There are a lot of entry-level roles which pay the same as help desk, but there is a better career path through, like, you can go into quality assurance engineer, like senior quality assurance engineer, then tech lead or automation QA engineer, and so on. Then there is like top-level roles as quality manager in the company. And from there, actually, you have much better chances to get into IT project manager role. So that's my general recommendation. If you're good at writing, analyzing data, UI or something like that, you can consider business analysis. You can learn business analysis from the internet and basically pass an entry-level interview from there. Okay, a few more questions. I'm a PM with no IT background. I have gotten some interviews, but I failed to pass final rounds, usually due to lack of technical skills. I have certified in practitioner, hold PMP. So let me ask you, like, I don't know what kind of technical questions they ask, which you must answer as a project manager, that are so critical for this role. My recommendation is that you should always say that you don't have technical skills, but you know how to work with technical aspects of a project by leveraging the expertise of your technical team. And even if they ask you for a specific question, I assume there are some high-level topics like how does the internet works, or how does security aspects of a program or a software solution works and stuff like that. Maybe you need to just level up your technical awareness. I assume that they don't ask you the coding or specific infrastructure questions. Yep. One more thing, and that involves everyone. I usually see this kind of question, like how do I overcome like a lack of technical skills? And what usually happens is that a person got one or two interviews, and these interviews happen to be with technical questions, and they don't pass it because of technical question. But at the same time, they had to spend enormous amount of effort to get those two interviews, like applying to hundreds of job openings. And of course, it may seem like all project management jobs in the IT industry, they require technical skills, and like everyone interviews you with technical skills. But you have the only experience with 2 or 3 interviews, but you have the impression like everything works like that. That's why statistically, your resume should perform like 20 job applications should give you at least 1 interview, and ideally it should result in job offering. Okay, so maybe the problem is not in technical skills, but in the amount of interviews that you actually get to, compared to the efforts it takes to get such an interview. What other technical skills or programming language do you suggest as a PM? I look into plus security and blah, blah, blah. So I don't recommend technical skill. I recommend to develop technical awareness. You need to understand how technology works in general, how internet works in general, how Amazon Web Services work in general, like what are the components. But I don't recommend you to go and learn programming languages. Okay. The junior project other than PMP, which certification would you prefer, PSM or professional agile leadership? I would mix PMP with dedicated Scrum certification, like certified Scrum Master from whatever provider you want, or SAFe certification. It's PMP under training courses. It says training course, but he probably hasn't passed PMP. Okay. That's a comment from the past. I'm sorry, still the chat I think is wonky because these questions came much earlier than I see them. But I'll still try to answer. I'm an industrial engineer with nearly 2 years as BA and experience as a PM in small projects in the company. I want to begin my formal career as a PM. What do you recommend to get started? I recommend that you get a perfectly written resume. So that's why participate in the upcoming workshop and you will learn how to do that. After that, by the way, we'll cover much more than just resumes. And I'm pretty sure this workshop will give you great understanding about how to develop into any career that you want. Okay, answer this one. And the last one. Thank you so much for answering my question, along with the other questions. Resume feedback is being so insightful. And my pleasure. All right, we are like 2 hours, and I think that's a great moment to wrap up. I thank you so much for participating, for sending your resumes, for these reviews, for others to learn from these mistakes. And I hope to see every one of you on my workshop. It's like in a week, in 7 days, so don't miss it out because, as you can see, uh, most project managers have awful resumes, and this is the main reason why they have such a hard time building a fulfilling career. I wish you good luck and